welcome to Talking Synths. My name is Lucas, and this is...
My name is William Burnett.
William Burnett, and this is episode 91. We've done 91 of these.
Congratulations.
And I'm really excited about this one, because what do you do exactly?
Right now I have no job.
Yeah.
I mean, the reason why I'm here is because I've been living in New York City and Brooklyn for the past 23 years, and the past 5 years or so, me along with my partner Chase Smith, business partner, we started a synth repair shop, and we've been running it. It's called Specs, not to be confused with the liquor store.
Yeah.
And we've been doing that the past 5 years. I had another store before that, but we've been ordering parts from Syntaur for, however long that was. And my business partner, Chase Smith, who is the real brains of the operation, I'm kind of just the guy that does the grunt work. And he wanted to come by and visit, so we came here and to say hello. And
yeah, I found out you do a lot of DJ stuff. You do a lot of vinyl mixing and music production and all that kind of stuff. What got you into all that?
Also, besides having the synth, keyboard, whatever repair business, I also work at a junk store called The Thing, which is kind of like a famous, like a digger place. And the boss buys storage units, but he mostly looks for books and records and art. And my job, somehow after the past 15 years or so that I worked there, I was like, make sure that the records don't fall down and kill anybody, and make sure that we don't have too many Barbra Streisand and stuff like that. Yeah, all that stuff, all that good stuff. I mean, we're gonna get another copy. Not to knock Barbra Streisand, she's great, but she sold a lot of records. So I work at that store, and I have I sort records all day, and then two or 3 days a week I do the synth repair shop, and I also was DJing. I have a show at a place called The Lot Radio, which is a good community center in Brooklyn, and it's an internet radio station, and also like a club DJ. I had a residency at a club called Good Room, and I also produce records. I mean, for a little while I was almost only exclusively touring as a DJ and releasing records and running a record label, but at a certain point you realize like you need to grow up or something, I was in New York, so I wanted to like have a different part of my life, so I got married, had a kid, and I needed to do something that I wouldn't have to travel for 3 weeks and then be home for a week and then travel, so I needed to be home, so I kind of stopped doing all that stuff. And then things happened with my family here, because I'm originally from San Antonio, which is nearby, and we decided as a family that we need to go back and help out my family here. So left Brooklyn like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Drove
all my stuff down here, and I don't know what I'm going to do, so I need to start looking for a job.
Yeah, it's quite a journey.
Yeah.
I was looking at, you did a couple boiler rooms on there. They interviewed you, and that's quite interesting of using like the SP12 and you were saying you knew Lego Weld. How did that happen?
Well, a long time ago, I guess 2000 or so, there used to be a thing called message boards.
Yeah.
And that's how you met people on the internet, and there was like a message board, and they would talk about like Bobby Orlando and Giorgio Moroder and some new stuff, and he was on there too. It was run by a guy called TLR. It was for Bunker Records, which is the original Dutch label, Bunker Records. And I was on there, and just somehow, long story short, is they started coming over for gigs, and I would help in some fashion or another.
Over to Brooklyn.
Yeah, to Brooklyn, and then I would drive around with them. There was other people involved, but long story. And so I met all those Dutch guys, and then would start going over there back and forth, and it just kind of saw how it worked over there, and they saw how it worked over here. So I learned a lot, and that just continued on with a bunch of different artists. And then I would started going over there, then I would go to Germany or Spain or,
DJ and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never did the live thing. Or maybe a couple things, but never.
You prefer to DJ?
It's a lot easier.
Yeah, 'cause you're just playing finished tracks.
Yeah. I mean, back then it was records still for a while, so you would bring your bag of records. And then now that it's USB, I kind of switched back to records again, but
yeah.
You just bring your USB sticks and your headphones. It's like, otherwise you're, with lug, I don't know.
Yeah.
So
I've always been fascinated about vinyl mixing.
Yeah.
I never really got around to actually trying it, but the whole art of that is pretty amazing to me.
It's not any better or worse. It's just that, if you're older, that's what you learned on, and so you think it's cool. But I mean, the thing is that when you work at a record store and you run a record label and you sell records, you should play records.
Right.
It's your feeding back into the community. These people that have a label and they try to sell records and get people to buy them, and then they're up there with their USB sticks. It's not a good look, as they say. So I mean, I also like it too because it's the same as like with the SP12 or something. You have a limitation. It's like I can only play these records in front of me, and then when that lady asks you to play some song you don't want to play, you say, I'm playing these records and that's all I got. Because if they see you have your USB, they know you have
you can go through everything.
Every song ever.
With vinyl sets like that, do people usually, do they know in their head that they can pick a record and go to it, or do they usually have like a set thing that they're going to go with?
I guess for my radio show, I would only play the records I got the week before from the record store, because I take records. That's part of the reason why I worked there. It was kind of, and I would just play records from the week before. So there's a lot of them you only just skip through, so you don't really know what you're playing, so you're just kind of guessing.
So it's part of the experience, is playing something new.
Yeah, that's what I would do, but I mean, I'm sure everybody's different. I can't say. I'm sure some people have it completely planned out and they practice it and they know where the BPM
like, if you're not sure, if you're like mixing something and like maybe the tempos don't match, or maybe they're off key,
just don't mix it.
Don't mix it.
Yeah. I mean, the idea is that there's people listening, and you want to. It's better to not mix than to have a terrible mix.
Right.
So I mean, there's like that. As a hot mix, you like stop on the beat and start the next record, or you just fade in, fade out. No, people don't do it as much as they should, but I'm not against it at all.
Yeah.
You're not. Who cares? Nobody cares that you're playing two records at the same time.
Or get like 5 going at the same time.
I mean, it's cool. It can be really cool, and you can add to it, but generally nobody cares except for the other DJs, and who cares what they think? You know?
What do they say? Like pixel peepers.
Yeah.
Trying to. Yeah. But you were saying I was listening to a couple of your records, and I was really impressed with some of them, and very like dance house kind of. What you mean? Like I know you use SP12, but you were mentioning Juno. Do you have like a synth collection and stuff like that you usually kind of your go-tos?
Well, I have I kind of have like different names, and different styles, and the more dance stuff was Wille Burns, and I would use the SP12, and then maybe sync the 808 and use the trigger for a couple other things like Pro 1 or SH101 or Juno 6, just so you can have it all synced up, because I like things really simple. And I need a limit, because if you start getting into more complicated things or like stuff that's other than a very slightly tweaked preset, then it takes too much time and I never make anything. But then I have another project that I've been doing more recently, which is called Black Deer. It's sort of like a Americana is what I like to call it, but that's not what it is at all. It's like a synths with some acoustic guitar with effects and some singing sometimes. It's just a little more like unsynced and mostly all live instruments. Like I'll even just play the drum pads live and just kind of do whatever.
Yeah.
So I mean, it just depends. And then if I work with somebody else, then that can be a completely other process, So
result in different types of music and stuff.
But I mean, as far as collection, I mean, I have it's mostly that, the 808 has kind of been the steady thing because of the 3 trigger outs, and also the sound is nice because, other than it's an 808, it can fit in the mix well. You can either put it in the front, you can put it in the back, you can put effects on it, you can do it dry. It's really just a versatile machine.
Yeah.
And you can also play it, you know what I mean? And then the other things, Pro 1 is probably my favorite synth, the sequential circuits, just because it's, you know, it's got you can play it, you know, you replace your bushings, the keyboard's not that bad. And it's got, you know, it's got an external input, it's got a, you know, arpeggiators,
the
little
classic,
sequencer.
yeah.
It has all, I mean, and, you know, and it's like a SH101, it's like a workhorse, but it just has a little bit more hair on it, you know. Then, you know, SH101 is another classic you can't get rid of. And then if you want, you know, you need a polysynth, so you get a Juno 6.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't have the voice chip problem as much, and it also has the trigger in that I can use with the 808, you know.
Oh, I didn't know it had a trigger in.
Yeah, so you can use the arpeggiator hold on there.
Oh, that's right.
So it's a little bit more. I mean, you don't need presets on a synth like that. It's not really that.
It's like one of those you can't like go wrong with it. No matter what you do, it always has a good sound.
What else do I mean? And then I have a bunch of other like little things. I have like a Fender Rhodes. I guess that's not a little thing, but then, you know, and then you have all your little things. And then I'll have like a phase where I like I bought that, I can't remember what the name of it is. It's like the late 90s emu thing, the like yellow thing.
Oh,
I can't even remember the name of it.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Command Station or something?
Yeah. But I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get into this thing, but I just, you know, I bought it and I haven't I had a kid and I haven't turned it on. You know, I turned it on like right when I ordered it to see if it worked. And then that was it. So I mean,
I've heard interesting things, but we bought the remaining emu stock.
Oh, you did?
Stock. So there's a company in Florida called EPR, and they had it, and we bought them out about a couple months ago. So we have like maybe boxes of those, and we're just going through them, and they're just like, I don't know how I feel about these. I mean, I'm sure they sound great, but never really got to mess around with them.
I just like the emu stuff, so I figured like maybe the newer. There was like an interview that I saw with him on YouTube, not on Synth Wizard, but like other one, like an older one, and there was like two guys, and they were like on a TV station. Did you see that one?
No, I didn't.
And that one was like, I was like, oh, this is a good, you know, I always liked the stuff, but I never like dug super deep into it. And then once you start learning about the people.
Interview with who?
Whoever the emu engineer guy.
Oh, Dave Rossum?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know their names, but they, you know, it makes you want the thing more, so I thought I would try these machines. You know, and you always want
like the passion that went into it and all the work and stuff. It makes you want to appreciate it.
Yeah, and then, you know, the other thing, you know, you always want to have the machine that nobody else is using. You know, it's just, it's stupid, but we all do it. You know. Which
is funny because like everybody wants an 808 and a 909, but that's what everybody. It's like, it's that good, but everybody wants it. It's just.
So now people say they don't want it. You know, but I don't know.
Yeah, I was looking at what's that Long Island Electrical Long Island
Electrical System Lies,
yeah, that label. It's a really good label.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So at the time he started, we were roommates. I think at the time he started, or I had just moved out where we were living together, and it's my friend Ron Morelli, and he's from Long Island, but we were living together in Greenpoint in Brooklyn, just around the corner from the junk store, the Thing, and you know, he saw that a bunch of our friends were doing labels, I was doing labels, and it was kind of like a weird dead time, you know, like 2007, 8, 9. There was nobody cared about records or DJing. You know, you throw a party, there'd be like in New York City, there'd be like 20 people there. You know, like it's like, so it was just really like a.
It was a weird time.
Yeah, or maybe I don't. Maybe that was more 2003, 4, 5, but it kind of still was. But he started that label, and he's just kept with it. And I mean, I was just talking to him. He just bought an SP12.
Nice.
Weird.
Nice. So
Yeah,
we have an SP1200 that is in parts. We have all the parts to put it together, an original one. So we're just waiting to put it together. But
it's not that complicated.
It really isn't, man. It's like 3 boards and a transformer. That's it. But it's just crazy to see that. You know, I got into a lot of those records, a lot of those styles of music. There's a guy on YouTube, I think his name is Ball Acid. He uploads a lot of that stuff.
Oh, does he?
He's uploaded a lot of your records.
Okay.
He's just kind of like this well-known curator, and yeah, it was just really cool to see that.
Yeah, it's a good. I mean, the thing is we're all friends. It was like we all hung out, and people think it's some like organized thing, but it's just like buddies, like hanging out, and then you would travel to another city and you meet a like-minded person, and then somehow you always just know, like, oh, that person can make music, and then you get their demos, and then they're buddies, and then it just grows. Now he's in Europe. He went for it. He went all the and I couldn't do. I was thinking about it for a while, but I was just like.
It seems like a lot of the it's like Amsterdam and the Dutch, that kind of area. Is, it's like to visit over there sometime. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, originally it's from The Hague and Rotterdam. It's kind of separate. There's like a rivalry between this. The more time you spend, you'll understand it. But Amsterdam is a little bit more slick, a little more cool. And then The Hague is just kind of like freaks, just because it's so boring that you can just kind of do whatever you want. And then the Rotterdam is a little more international city, so there's more kinds of people. This is my American take on it. I'm
not
no expert.
Places over there, which one would you say is your favorite?
Oh, what, in Europe or in? I don't know.
I mean, maybe like in a music sense, like.
I don't know. I mean.
Yeah, Germany or.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I like going to Eastern Europe lately because it's just so wide open. Like places like go to Belgrade, Serbia is a nice. I have some really good friends there, and it seems pretty free and open. But Chase, my business partner, lived there for like a year. It's hard to make money, and I even I went to Moscow a couple times. I really like it there too. Not supposed to say that, but it's a really cool city.
Yeah.
Somehow it reminds me of Texas. I don't know why, but And then other city. There's great cities. I had a good connection to Dusseldorf, and I was going there a lot. I have some great friends there. Berlin is nice in the summer because you go swimming in the lakes in the city and stuff like that. I like Paris. Paris is like New York. London is cool. You should, if you have the chance to travel, you should go.
Yeah.
Just check it out.
Yeah, it's growing up over here in the States. It's just kind of like you get used to things being a certain way that when you could even say that about people in Europe that they want to come here and we want to go there. It's just always the grass is greener on the other side. But it's so exciting to think of Europe and stuff like that with all the techno music and how all that stuff got started. Do you think right now where that is, do you see it and getting bigger, or do you think it changing? Or
in the U.S.?
Yeah.
Well, I think the reason why clubs and stuff like that are more ingrained in European society because one thing is transportation. You can stay out all night and drink and get home and it's safe.
Right.
You can ride the train home. You don't have to drive. You
can walk
60 miles from Austin home. Like after you drank 14 Miller Lights or whatever. So. And also, they also have like teen discos. Like they go to dance at the clubs when they're like kids, like 12, 13 years old. So, that it's ingrained in their culture, but it's getting more popular here. But I just, the fact that we have to drive everywhere makes it a little different, because for whatever reason, this culture is drinking, drugs, staying out all night. It'd be nice if it was like wholesome and but, and so I hope so it becomes more popular, but maybe they'll figure out this like festival thing or daytime parties or small downtown San Antonio kind of has some freaky stuff going on right now.
There's a big techno scene in Fort Worth. I've been finding out. A lot of my friends, I don't remember the name of who's doing it, but they've been running a lot of like industrial, kind of like more of the new techno, kind of dark, like 150 BPM kind of stuff. Up in Fort Worth, and it's just like you wouldn't expect that to be in Fort Worth, but it's like the perfect place for it. But I feel like a lot of people are getting into that stuff.
It's it always looks better on paper, or or on the internet. So like when you go, I played there a couple times, and it's like, there's a great scene. There's really talented people, but it's the same as anywhere, in the U.S. I keep saying
Yeah.
But it just comes out that way.
Yeah.
but you just keep seeing that once you get there, you know, the bartender hates you, the door guy hates you, and then that's you have to find a place where the venue is on the same page. So I think there's a couple places maybe there that they do it and they're not hated by the staff. And Austin, same thing. You know, there's some good stuff going on there with a dance floor. You know,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, you know, it's depressing when you're playing this dance music and there's like 4 dudes like filming you with their camera and you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Was there any places you played that stand out as being like good places to play or good memories out of that?
Of course. I always like to play at Good Room in Brooklyn. One of my good friends, he's actually from San Antonio also, Josh Houtkin, JDH, he is the booker there. And we kind of ended up in New York at the same time. Like we went to high school together in San Antonio. And he's, without the help of him making me a resident, I would have got some gigs, but it helps to have your friend there.
Yeah.
And it's always it's professional, super relaxed. Nobody's yelling at you. People come there to listen to the music, and it's a good sound system. You can play it. The turntables aren't messed up, and you know. I also do all their repairs, so I know if it is messed up, it's my fault. But I like to play there, and the lot has been a great community. You know, the staff there is great.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of great people have played there.
Yeah, and you know, it's also in New York. It's nice to have a place where you can show up, and you don't have to like plan, and you like see somebody you know, and sit down, have a drink with them, and you know, you get if you have a show there, you get a discount, so it doesn't feel like you're breaking the bank just to hang out with your friends.
Yeah.
But as far I just played in Pittsburgh at what's it called, Hot Mass. That was pretty good. I toured with one of the guys I put a record out, Alonzo. He played a live set. He brought his 808, his 101, his Korg vocoder, and played live in like a gay bathhouse, you know, with men walking around with their towels on. And then I played records, and it was cool. Everybody was there just to have a good time, you know, and that was pretty fun. I'm trying to think. Chapel Hill, North Carolina has my friend Charlie who runs. He has a partner, Ethan, and they run a place called All Day Records, and they have a club called Nightlight in Chapel Hill, and it's a small scene there.
Sounds very familiar, All Day Records.
Yeah, they distribute the live stuff, and I mean, you probably they have a good. I don't know what else they sell, but a lot of American stuff, and I think they had a pretty close relationship with Rush Hour, which is from Amsterdam. But then as far as Europe, I mean, it's been, the last time I went, I went to like Serbia, and I can't remember. I don't know. Yeah. Moscow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I want things to grow here. I'm excited about being here, and I already went straight to here, and then we went to this AV art space in San Antonio. It's like a full warehouse club with like a huge speaker system and lots of lights, smoke machine, like a real venue, you know. But I guess it was the first time they've opened since COVID, and there was like 10 people there. You know? But it was cool because it was like 9:30 live set. The guy came on, played live for 20 minutes, and then that was it.
Yeah.
And then we went. There's another bar where they had like house DJs, but it seems like San Antonio kind of has like, it's getting there. There's so many new people, but you know, the fact that you have to get home at the end of the night is troubling, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
So
there's like 35 is a pretty dangerous road.
Yeah, or in San Antonio, it's just at 1604 I-10, you know, I mean, and I don't know if Uber people can afford that, you know, like you pay, I don't know, it's an extra $30 at the end of the night to get home, and then you got to go back and get your car, and maybe it got towed. I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But I think that's a part of it. So.
Yeah. Is there any records that you listen to that you like?
I mean, it's kind of, I mean, yeah, of course. But I mean, the new stuff I just tried to order. There's a guy called Le Syndicate Electronique, and he has a brand. He operated throughout the late '90s, and he's a French guy from Toulouse, and he just put out a new record through a Swiss label, and I was trying to order it. It's kind of this like, I guess new wave. I don't know what they call it. They have whatever different names for it.
Yeah.
electronic body music or whatever they call it. But it also has these kind of like spoken word. It's a little more wider than just EBM. And then I also tried to order the new, I don't know what they call it. I think they called it Au Suisse, which is Morgan Geist's new project. It's kind of like a synth pop thing also. But those are the kind of the new. I usually, as far as new music, people I know, I try to order their new stuff and support.
It seems like you have a very open mind towards music. You know, a lot of people, they kind of like stick to like 3 albums or like 3 artists, and they just continually listen to, you know, and I like that you're not, I'm sure you have things that you stick to, but also you have an open mind. I can't even imagine how much music you listen to.
Because at the junk store, my job for the past 2 years during the pandemic was from the million or so records that we already have and the new stuff coming in. My job was to try to find stuff that was worth money that we could sell. So I had to be pretty broad. You know, I had to know the folk stuff, classical, jazz, rock. And basically at this point, it's now when I find something, it's like if I haven't seen it before, I'll look it up.
Yeah.
And I'll listen to it. And if I like it, I like it. It can be like some German Schlager guy playing a
harpsichord,
whatever, or it can be a folk record or some new age stuff. You find we also had CDs. We got all these like new age like Hare Krishna stuff and whatever, all kinds. I'll listen to anything. Even rap, whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's all the same. Especially rap is the same music anyways. They use the same instrument.
Yeah, that is true. I was never really big into rap, but my brother sent me a Tupac song the other day, and I was just like, wow, this is a great song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, a good song's a good song. I don't know what it is, but if it's good, it's good.
Yeah, it's maybe we'll have you do a show here. I think that'd be really great.
I just play records, but I can do it for the barbecue, while people eat and like a.
What's the longest you've done a set?
I think I played one time I played where was I? What's that? Budapest, Hungary? That's where that is. I think I played 8 hours, something like that. I mean, I just played at Good Room. The last time I played 10 to 4, so 6 hours. Wow. And it was all records. It's fine, but it's tiring, and my proudest moment about that is that I didn't have to pee the whole time.
Just dehydrated.
No, I just realized you can't drink beer. No beer.
Yeah.
I mean, I had like a little bit of Prosecco, whatever they had something nice and light. Because, if you don't want to go pee, in the middle of it's just, some of in Europe, in Eastern Europe, in the DJ booths, they have like urinals.
Oh, really?
It's the best thing in the world.
Wow.
It just takes the whole pressure off that's like a thing you worry about.
Thinking, yeah.
So it's nice because I think it was normal for DJs to play all night. It wasn't like a thing you thought. It was just you were like an employee, like the bartender.
Yeah.
And I wish it would go back to that too.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll install one over here. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's time. Things will happen here.
Yeah. Well, cool. I think this was a pretty good conversation.
Yeah.
And thanks for coming down here.
Yeah,
and doing
no
this.
problem.
And is there any way that if people want to check out your mixes or see some of the stuff?
No, I mean the easiest. I have a SoundCloud that has like all of my radio shows from the past 3 radio stations. There's probably like 500 or more 2-hour things. So I was doing interviews for a while there too, and I don't remember what. I think I had to change my SoundCloud name to WTTV. But you can also just search WTBS or DJ Speculator is my DJ name, and it's all on SoundCloud. And then I also have a YouTube channel that I also did a podcast where I interviewed people, but it hasn't been active really since COVID. I think I did 2 new ones, and that's also WTTV on YouTube. I don't remember what my URL. I had COVID like 2 months ago, and I got really stupid afterwards. It's like the weirdest thing.
Yeah, I had some weird things happen too.
Yeah, so
after COVID, yeah.
But I don't have it anymore, so I don't know. I could just be stupid, so and I'm blaming it on that.
What do they call placebo?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think I'll throw your stuff up on screen so
Okay.
people can reach out. And,
Cool.
I think that'd be really cool. But,
Thank you.
Yeah, I think this was great.
Hope it was painless.
There's no such thing as pain, right?
Yeah.
But, so we say one thing on the show when we log off. We
Okay.
say modulator.
Modulator. Oh,
Yeah, let's do it together. 1, 2, 3.
modulator. Oh, like see you later.
Yeah,
Modulator.
modulator, yeah.
Oh, jeez.